Hey guys, Kevin Downey from Kevin M. Downey. Thanks so much for taking the time today. Really appreciate it. This video, very specific. We're going to take a quick look at Claude design. If you're not familiar with it, it is awesome. Just launched a couple of weeks ago. It's a great piece of the Claude arsenal, if you will, of tools that you have. If you're not familiar with Claude, Anthropic is the company behind it. Claude is the AI chat name, if you will. It is the best product on the market, in my opinion, at least as far as general AI use, simply because it's built and really is used as a business tool. And while I don't want to get into this deep today, one of the things we definitely see as a need out there in companies below enterprise is movement to dedicated business accounts for you and your people in particular, if you're an owner. When using AI for work, I've got an entire PDF that we give to clients, prospects too, if they want it, a complete brief or a report on research on using personal AI accounts for work. We see that a lot in small business and even mid-market, where it's still kind of the Wild West, and companies are leaving it to their staff members to figure out AI a lot on their own. And part of the danger in that is that they're using their personal accounts. And that is, obviously at the outset of AI, it was, going to happen. That's fine. But in the big picture, it is not something. Now we are at a point now with AI. It's here. It's going to keep developing. It's going to keep becoming more and more of our workload and part of our work, and as a tool that's used by such a percentage of people in companies. I mean, you can argue that pretty much everybody that's a knowledge-based worker is going to be using AI on a daily basis, and that accounts for well over 50% of our working people in the United States. So it is a very important thing for owners to wrap their arms around and get a handle on. Leaving employees to just do stuff on their own on their personal accounts is very, very dangerous for a host of reasons. And you're seeing liability cases now popping up all over the place when employees have been using their personal chat GPT, let's say, as an example, for work. And then they get let go or leave the company or whatever, and they have all kinds of things in this personal account, which is not built for security or anything like that. Very, very dangerous for companies. And so it's something that everybody needs to get a handle on. It's not an expensive move, right? Claude is, basically at the team level, I think for, small business and mid-market, easily team or pro and team accounts, I would say team's the most common, would be, it's $25 a month per person. I mean, considering the daily use of it, it is going to be still the best bargain in tools for employees that you're going to have, beating any software that they would use day to day, just because of its wide use case and stuff like that. Anyway, if you want to jump on a call and discuss that at all, remember, schedule calls in the upper right-hand corner of our website. Click on that, schedule a call. Let's talk about it. All right, let's take a look at Claude and doing design in particular, but going through, some collateral. We have AI for marketing, and we've got one other one here called AI Marketing in Action. So this is basically just all the different use cases for AI in the marketing department. And it's 12 different sections, over 150 specific use cases. We have this PDF available for our clients. When I'm working with clients, obviously, on the marketing side in particular, this is something they all have already. But then we have nice sample AI Marketing in Action, 6 real examples, real prompts, real outputs, what AI actually produces, have all of that as a good demo document to show you what AI can do in specific use cases, right? Okay, from writing to creating graphics and all that stuff. I mean, there's just so many use cases. And then one thing that I'm big on, and this is another side note with the marketing team, but also using AI as a thought partner, is not just using voice to text, because voice is so much more powerful when we are using AI as a thought partner. But for the marketing department, and other departments can use it this way as well, I have taught marketing teams and marketing leaders to build marketing content off of doing interviews with different leaders in their company, with different department heads, with owners, all kinds of different people, and you can take that content and do a transcription. So you're not doing real-time voice to text because it can't keep up with an interview good enough. And what so you want to use is record and then transcribe. And you can take that transcription, which you're looking at a 30-minute brain dump here, for example, and you can turn that into so much content. You have audio that you can produce. You've got video you can produce. You can turn it into pitch decks and one-pagers and PDFs and knowledge base and SOPs, onboarding documentation, all kinds of things. And this is an example of a brain dump to a completely polished PDF in 2 steps. After that recording, this took about 10 minutes, and it is absolutely perfect and dead on off of this audio transcription. So very, very powerful for marketing teams. Okay, cutting to the chase. Let's get to Claude Design. So if you're not familiar with Claude, it is an element within here. So you've got your regular chat, and these are all regular chats. These are saved, right? And then you have Claude Design. You have dedicated projects, for example, and so on and so forth, right? So what we're going to do is look at Claude Design. And specifically, I've got a mock-up, because we keep our client information confidential. I've got a mock-up using a fictional company that we built as a project within Claude and Claude Design. And we use this as a baseline to do a lot of demos and show different things because, again, as part of our terms of service, we have to keep all of our things private when we work with clients, right? We can't show that to other people. Well, let me just give you some examples of Claude Design, how powerful this is. Now, I built... let's see, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 6 things. It would take a marketing team of 2 to 4 people working full time on these, including a writer. It would probably take them multiple days to complete these. And using Claude Design, I was able to do these by myself, and I'm not a graphic designer, in a couple of hours. The power that AI has, and Claude Design in particular has, for marketing teams to accelerate and exponentially grow the amount of output, great output, that a single marketing person can produce, is using standalone manual use of AI is one of the most powerful things in companies. I mean, the 2 huge things that I work with companies on at the outset is going to be, AI as a thought partner, primarily working with owners and leaders, and then AI in the marketing department. Everything after that, whether we're getting into other departments and we're talking about integrated and agentic use, all of those things come after that, because all of the standalone manual use that you can get out of AI that doesn't require any custom programming is, again, awesome. And of course, you have all of the coding and software development and all that stuff that you can do with AI as well. But Claude Design is specifically built for design, right? So let's take a look at this mock company. I'm just going to show you some examples of just the great stuff. The first thing I did was create the logo, right? So I did this all in one session. It took, again, a couple of hours, 2.5 hours to do. So I created Midwest. This is a commercial HVAC company based in the western side of Kansas City. And I think we spec'd it at like 35 employees, something like that. Anyway, so this is, and it has a whole background and an owner name and leader names and staff members, all as part of a project for demo purposes and using AI as a thought partner. So it has a whole backdrop in a story behind it, right? So you do that under projects, under instructions, and it basically gives a backdrop on the company logos, colors, staff members, the team, how they're built, their target customers, all that stuff, right? So it knows all of that background, and you do that within projects, right? And so then when we look at Claude Design, this is all the same company, right? It's a fictional company. So I built the logo, right? So I'm just going to give you just a few examples of what you can do. Here's landing page or website page, Figma, right? It obviously can't build your website necessarily, because it depends on what kind of content management system you're going to use, but it certainly is adept at building the Figma, right? And there's then tie-ins to take this to different website content management systems. Let's see, this is a pitch deck right here. So a complete pitch deck from start to finish, presentation deck that a salesperson would use in looking at talking to customers. Here's a video or a slideshow, if you will, or a moving video motion. So this is a video with no person, right? But obviously there's ways to do that with Claude as well and do some different things in Claude Design. Okay. This is a back end build of a let's say a customer management system or a customer portal. I should say a customer portal. So it's designed for customers to use. Built this entire design with Claude Design, right? And then you can put this in the same thing. You can build it into a content management system. And then finally, simple stuff like graphics. LinkedIn, this is what I showed at the outset, just on graphics to use in social media, for example, or in ads. All of this I created and this would be the home page for those design files within this project. That's all built in a matter of a couple of hours or so. Again, one person building a fictional company from scratch, right? And this is all building the fictional company from scratch, laying the foundation of what the company is about, their story, the characters involved, the owner's name, all of that stuff, their history, and then building the logo and all of their assets, right? Again, did that in an afternoon as one person. So the power of AI with the marketing team specifically and Claude Design specifically is amazing. You could do so much with it. It has so much power. It is the single most powerful tool for marketing teams that has ever existed. There's no comparison, right? I don't care what other systems. You can talk about You can talk about all the stuff for building out and doing graphic design work, and all the different things that have been available for marketing teams. Nothing compares to what AI can do now for them and how fast they can work. And when we talk about exponential growth in companies or production per person, most jobs, we talk about 10, 15, 20, 25% gains. Some jobs higher than that for sure. No department as a general rule will produce more with AI as far as just quality of work and volume and speed as the marketing department. Is just utterly amazing. So anyway, if you need any help, I've got a couple of different programs we can help you out with, a couple that are just flat rate engagements for 30 days. Reach out to us, kevinmdowney.com. Schedule calls in the upper right-hand corner. And appreciate you being here today. Best of luck in business, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.